The gangland attacks that have seen homes and businesses torched and firebombed and houses shot at started at the beginning of March in Edinburgh. The first attack happened in the Parrot Shot area of Edinburgh when a car was allegedly set on fire. 4 days later, this beauty salon in Leith, run by Mark Richardson's partner, was allegedly firebombed. Richardson is currently in isolation in Lowmoss Prison, serving a sentence for his part in a £200 million super gang. The Edinburgh crime boss became a target for the gang behind the attacks after one of his mob is said to have used fake cash in a £500,000 drug deal. Businesses and homes of people linked to the caged gangster were burned down and attacked. 5 days later, on the 11th of March, Stephen Dignan, the father of Richardson's partner, had his storage unit set on fire in East Lothian. On the 16th of March, this property in Milton Road East in Portobello, where Stephen Dignan lived and ran a business, was allegedly set on fire. 4 days later, and shots were fired in Marshall Crescent in Niddrie, at the home of a Richardson ally, Paddy Beatson. 5 hours later, a shot was also fired at a house of a Richardson associate in West Pilton Bank in the capital. Police confirmed the incidents were thought to be linked to groups who are actively targeting each other. Footage of the brazen attacks were then posted on social media, with the Martha Vandellas song Nowhere to Run To playing under the video, and included a chilling message to anyone associated with Mark Richardson. On the 1st of April, armed police carried out a number of raids. They arrested 4 people and a number of items were seized, including a Range Rover. Officers leading those raids appealed for the public's help.
The impact has been significant, and I understand that communities are rightly concerned about the reckless acts that they've seen over the last few weeks in the city. It's totally unacceptable, it will not be tolerated, and the operation that's taken place today in Edinburgh has been a direct result of this reckless behaviour across the city. We need members of the community to contact us, to make us aware of any information that they have, and to report into Police Scotland about anything that they have that might assist us in our investigation to tackle these truly shocking acts of reckless violence that we've seen in recent weeks.
A fugitive former Rangers ultra is believed to be behind the attacks after being ripped off by associates of Richardson. He can't be named for legal reasons, but is based in Dubai, living a luxury lifestyle. Speaking at the time of the raids, those investigating the outbreak of gang violence in Edinburgh said their message is clear.
It is a complex inquiry just because of the nature of some of the offending and the number of offences we're investigating. My message to people responsible to this is that we are coming for you. We're working extremely hard to identify who you are, and this sort of behaviour will not be tolerated, and we will bring you to justice.
2 days later, local officers carried out raids in 5 houses in Edinburgh and Musselburgh, alongside Police Scotland's specialist organised crime team. A number of items relevant to the investigation were seized, including weapons, drugs and cash. 2 men were arrested and charged with drug offences. In the early hours of the 4th of April, a house on Hay Drive in the Niddrie area was allegedly firebombed. The gang violence had already moved to the west the previous day, when a house was deliberately set on fire more than 50 miles away in Cortmalaw Gardens in the Rob Royston area of Glasgow. A premises linked to the Notorious Daniel's mob in Milton Road in Kirkintilloch was also set on fire, and footage of that attack was posted online with a Johnny Cash hit, Ring of Fire, playing under it. On the 7th of April, 3 homes with links to the Daniels clan are firebombed within hours of each other. Properties in Gala Street and Ashgill Road in Glasgow and Meadow Court and Steps were all set alight in the early hours. The following day, a carpet factory business linked to jailed mobster Craig Rob Roy Gallagher, an ally of Mark Richardson and the Daniel clan, is set on fire in Bishop Briggs near Glasgow. Footage is then posted online taunting the hoods, featuring the Prodigy hit Firestarter. A stark warning is posted at the end of the video. 6 days later, and a 72-year-old woman and a 12-year-old boy linked to the Daniel family are seriously assaulted in Milton and Glasgow. Hoods then uploaded a fresh video with yet another warning. On the 14th of April, 2 more homes are torched in Bishop Briggs aimed at the Daniel clan. Another video posted to the song Keep On Running by the Spencer Davis Group plays under it with yet another warning. Those investigating the gangland violence branded the attacks cowardly and say they'll bring those responsible to justice.
People should feel safe in their own homes, and actually for someone to go into and attack an elderly lady and a young child in their own home is quite simply cowardly and abhorrent. And what I would like to reassure the public is that, again, believe these to be targeted attacks. We are investigating a number of what we believe to be linked incidents between rival organised crime groups, starting off in the east probably about a month ago, and it's now in the last week or so moved to the west of the country as well. So at the minute we're dealing with what we believe to be targeted incidents now in the west of Scotland. So I'm aware of some of these incidents and some of the videos that you're talking about. I have seen them. I would say it somewhat glamorises some of these incidents. I would suggest the videos are abhorrent. What I would like to reassure the public is that Police Scotland is doing everything we can to bring these people to justice. You will see there's been lots of police activity, not just in terms of overt policing, but also some of the things that the public don't see, such as specialist crime division and specialist officers that we have to bring. So there is lots going on, and there have been a number of arrests, particularly in the east of the country.
And after the fire bombings and violence towards family members and associates of the Daniel clan, Stephen Bonzo Daniel actually headed out to Dubai, even though his enemies are based there. But it's understood he has since returned to Scotland. Firebomb attacks like these are becoming an almost daily occurrence, as the gangland war, which has lasted almost 2 months, shows no signs of stopping. This is the aftermath of yet another property that was torched by those looking to take control of the lucrative cocaine market. This plush £1 million pad belonging to David McMillan was set alight in the early hours of the morning, with children inside, as those targeting associates of caged coke baron Mark Richardson continue their campaign of terror. 54-year-old McMillan is close pals with Richardson and has ties to the Daniel crime family, which is also under siege from rivals waging an escalating turf war. Mr. McMillan's front door was soaked with an accelerant by 2 hooded attackers who set it alight before fleeing at around 1:45 in the morning. The firebomb attack comes on the 6th anniversary of the shotgun murder of his train-spotting 2-star pal Bradley Welsh. Mr. McMillan suffered a fractured skull and spent 5 days in hospital after 3 men burst into the property and hacked at him with a machete 6 years ago. Only weeks later, close friend Bradley Welsh was gunned down on his doorstep in Edinburgh's Newtown. Hitman Sean Orman blasted the gym boss for just £10,000 and also carried out the knife attack on Mr. McMillan. He was jailed for 10 years for the machete attack and a minimum of 28 years for carrying out the execution after a 12-day trial at the High Court in Edinburgh in May 2021. This was the 5th home linked to the gang which has been set on fire this week, as those behind the attacks continue to target those associated with the Richardson or Daniel clans.